What's up, beautiful people? This is Blue Nola, your girl Chris. All right, listen, this is gonna probably be the most random video that I've ever made in history. However, this is going to my second channel, which is called Sessions with Nola, right? I want to start putting more content on this channel. And I thought, well, let's just, it's a channel to talk about whatever. Vlog channel. I put some cooking stuff on here. Cook some shrimp creole and some crawfish etouffee and different things like that. But today, it's just going to be the most random video. I'm going to show y'all some things that I use. I'm going to show y'all some beads and some stuff that I've made, some cards, some bags, and different stuff like that. So let's just start with the setup. So this is actually, if you've been with me from the beginning, you know that this changed over time. Of course, it wasn't like this, obviously, in the beginning. Actually, when I first started, I wasn't even using this particular ones that were similar to this were, of course, not mine. So I had to actually go out and get my own. These are considered energy diffusers, right? And there are two. So, and what I do is I tape them together. And if you lift, this is actually, you can move it, and I tape them together. But people usually use this to absorb negative energy, whether it's in your food. I use it specifically for what I do, right? Spiritual work, spirituality. When I get new cards, when I get new items, I put them here to diffuse any negative energy. After so long, I would say after maybe a week or two or three, you might, put these under the sun so that they can absorb the light, the energy from the sun. But this is supposed to diffuse negative energy. The rest of this stuff, of course, you have, I have my infusers, my burners and stuff like that. But I have a burner here, and I have two more that are here. And then, of course, I have my, my pyramid, orgone pyramids, and then I have the circle ones. The Buddhas here also too. They represent peace and harmony. And then, of course, I have crystals everywhere. These are also argon generators. And again, the goal of the whole thing is to diffuse negative energy, right? One day I'm going to make a video talking about all the crystals, because they're kind of like spread everywhere. They're here, they're there, they're over here. They're kind of all over the place. The candle that's back there, there's a little cross on it. That cross actually belonged, a bracelet I found from my mom when she passed. After she passed, I found that. So I'll be using that from now on. And of course, I have a smudge feather in here. Again, I'll do various videos on the crystals and things like that. Also have rosaries in here. If you look inside of this tray, right, and believe it or not, I never showed you guys this tray before, but this is a fleur-de-lis tray, and this actually belonged to my mother-in-law. And after she passed, I found it, and I love it, and I have been using it, and will continue to use it. But it's actually a fleur-de-lis tray. So I'm going to take everything off of it so I can show you. It's easy to put back. It's real easy to put back. And so let me show you what it looks like, right? So if you look at it, it represents the fleur-de-lis, and it's handmade. And this is like a beautiful tray. And then it's by, I don't know, it says New Orleans, Louisiana, Sadie, and S. Duncan. So obviously this was given to her by someone, but for whatever reason, when I first saw it, I just loved it, and then I started to fill it with crystals and different things of that nature. Of course, I have sage, and sometimes I'll have some other type of sage, but I have these two here today. And then, of course, I have my crystals, and I'll put them all back. But this is actually a fleur-de-lis tray. This is why it's this, and this one, again, this one was something that I found after my mother-in-law had passed away. So, of course, I have rosaries and crosses and stuff like that. I'll show you just a few of the rosaries that's here. These rosaries I got from like a spiritual store. But you have some here. Well, actually 4 here. And then I have more in this tray over here, in this dish here. But I usually just kind of take them and just sprinkle them in, wherever, just sprinkle them in. There's another one like this, but it's over here on the bookshelf. All right. So that's where the second one is. This was given to me by somebody. And then this one, I believe this was given to me. And then this one was actually given to me by somebody. So I have a few of them that are actually like, someone gave them to me. These are relatively new. And I'm going to make a full video on all of them and what they mean. and the rest of them I just kind of spread them about and just like, just fill up the tray. And then I always put a tea candle right here on the very end. I used to put it over here, but I started putting it on the end. These are, of course, I would say these would be considered modified, genetically modified, because somebody made them into a heart shape or whatever. But I found these at the Earth Odyssey in the French Quarter. So all of these crystals came from Earth Odyssey in the French Quarter. Again, this one was given Earth Odyssey in the French Quarter. So you can always go there. And that's where I was getting, before I started kind of going towards Amazon, that's where I was getting majority of my spiritual beads and bracelets and different things of that nature. These are super cute as well. Super cute, super cute, super cute. All right, so this is where I would be getting most of my stuff. So if you're ever in New Orleans and you say, okay, what's a good spiritual store? There are two that I like. One is on in the French Quarter called Earth Odyssey, and then there's another one that's on Canal Boulevard going towards Metairie, Louisiana. That's all you need to know. And I'll get the name and everything, but basically I just set it back up. This is not perfect. I'll rearrange it later. Now, another thing that I use at my table, of course, is this burner. And with this particular burner, and I have 3 of them like this. Usually when you open a pack up, and I don't want to, let me open it up correctly, because I hate, for whatever reason, I hate broken seals. I just hate it. I just think it's the ugliest thing ever. But these are by Nag Champa, and these are cones, and let's go ahead and open them up. And these are the ones that I actually use here, and they always come in this, it's like in a box. I think it's like a box of like, I believe it's like, I got like in a package, I may have like about 20 of these packages. And every time you open a package, you get the little stand. As you can see, this one is kind of old and burned up. So I'm going to remove that one and put it here. And then, of course, you can always take one of your cones. And this is what you see me burning when I'm on YouTube, right? Because you're like, oh my God, it looks like a forest fire is in there. Sometimes I say the same thing, but I'm watching it, guys. Now, also, too, this is a, this particular coaster. Of course, this is like a slated coaster. Sounds like a brick. I intentionally got these because of the earth energy of it, but also too because they definitely don't let things burn through. I have probably a set of those. Yes, I have a set. So we're gonna burn that. And the lighters I use, I like the ones that have been, because I like to be able to like kind of move around with it. But we'll burn that, and then once of course it burns to a certain extent, we'll pop this back on or what have you. All right, so we'll burn this out. All right. Usually before I get, another thing that I use, and I have a little thing here, is of course my incense. This is the long one. We call this, you can call it a coffin if you want to. It's technically a coffin for incense, but I have these here. The same brand, honestly, that I have here is just the incense, right? And usually I have like a little thing that I stick it on. Some people can stick it on here if they want to. I like to have it where I can have it drop. So let me grab this really quickly. And so I usually have this, of course, and I will stick it, stick it on, and then, have it just roll like that. So this is what I use too. It's usually over here, out of the way, so nothing will catch on fire. All right. So those are the things that I use, and again, that's the same brand. I'll link it. And then these, I take these and put them like in a little dish back here, right? It's the same thing as this. I just put them in there. Now, before I get on YouTube, of course, I gotta put on my stuff. These are the things. These are the specifics to Blue Nola, because I'm not showing my face, right? You guys know how I look, but I'm not. And the reason I guess the reason why I started that is because when I first started YouTube, I was working, of course, for a nonprofit organization, and I worked in an area which is similar to finance, and I just didn't know how they would feel about me doing social media, specifically spiritual channel. So I thought, well, what would be the best way to do it? And then I said, okay, well, I looked around on YouTube, and of course 3 Hoodoo Sisters and some other people, and I'm like, well, you know what, I can still do it, but I can just use my hands, right, instead of being on camera. And it just worked for me. And you guys know I have a twin sister. So I was like, okay, if anybody has questions, I can always say, well, it's my sister, right? Because I use Chris instead of my full name. You guys know my name is Kristen. But I was like, okay, if they ask questions, I can just say, that's my sister. Well, over time, I just became extremely comfortable with this process. And the beauty of it is that I get to still stay anonymous in some way. Even though you guys, I've been live before on Instagram, you guys know how I look. I still get to be myself. I still get to be Chris. I still get to roam my city and roam the area without having to deal with anything. I still get to do social media without having to deal with the whole, fandom of it, right? Because you do have people who really love social, tarot and spirituality and all of that. And sometimes when I do call people, you would think I was Nicki Minaj, so I just love the fact that you remain private. You still remain private. I am not a celebrity. So you still get to remain private. So usually I will go ahead and start putting on my jewelry before I get my day started. Of course, these are all things, wedding bands. This ring was a ring that I bought for myself. Believe it or not, I was looking for an index ring. And I was like, I just was buying all kind of rings from Amazon. I'm like, you know what? No, I'm going to bite the bullet. And I went to an actual jewelry store and I purchased this one. Of course, you guys know this is my mom's rings. And these, of course, her wedding set. So that's that. This bracelet is my Tree of Life bracelet. I've learned how to put it on myself. Very hard at first, trying to put bracelets on yourself. But I'll just put them against my body and click it. And then this one is my fleur-de-lis bracelet. And all of these have fleur-de-lis on them. And then, of course, the little charm has a fleur-de-lis on them. All of these came from Pandora. The one in Metairie. But I think, the one in Metairie. Yep, in the mall. So once this starts to burn out, I'll cover this up. All right, so now, what am I doing? The other thing, I have a little treasure box here. And I took the lid off of it already. But this little treasure box is something I wanted to talk to you guys about today. Because I have a bunch of little things in it that I'm going to show you. All right? And in a little treasure box. But before I even get started with a little treasure box, and this comes with a lid. But before I even get started with a little treasure box, what I do is a lot of times before I get started with my readings, or I start with my day, I'll pick a set of cards that I feel like I want to connect with, right? A lot of us, depending on who you're reading for, the situation, the topic, I have over 100 cards. So I usually try to pick cards that I feel connected with for the day. My favorite particular deck is the Gilded Tarot. All right. I love that deck, period, point blank. I love them. I think I have like about at least 25 decks of those. These decks do not have the meanings on them like some of them do. You have to know it. And then these decks are different. This deck is different because it's saying, instead of, cups, this is knaves. And then, of course, some of the cards have different words like, chalices and stuff like that. So, knaves and chalices. So what I do is when I get a deck, especially if it comes in a box, instead of just letting it be in a box, sometimes I keep the box. I'll just put it like in a little bag. So I ordered a bunch of these, and what I'll do is I'll just put it in a little bag, and it's so cute. And therefore when I do decide to build some type of other closet for it or what have you, I can just probably do some type of labeling and then hang them like this. This is like my goal. But for right now, I just get these right from Amazon, and I just kind of do that. So I usually have I start my day with my cards in a little bag. This is cute. Y'all know, standing your broomstick upside down, it's supposedly to ward off negativity, evil, or what have you. You can get these right from Walgreens or any place, order them off Amazon. I have the tall ones too, but sometimes I'll have these and I'll put it back here, stand it upside down, right? So you can use that too. This is the one that you give for Christmas, but I keep this one and I just keep it upside down behind my Buddha, all right? I'm in the treasure box right now. Now, in the treasure box, I have these, these voodoo dolls, right? These are the generic ones. You have a male version and a female version. And I do have some pens. You can get special pens if you want to, but I just got some pens right, from the store. And of course, when you're doing your thing or what have you, I have a voodoo book and I have a voodoo video on this channel. Make sure you check it out. You can stick your pens wherever and do what you need to do. I would suggest too, before you start it, there's a designated person that you want this for, that you intend this for. Get a nice little thin permanent marker and write their name. And it's enough room because look how long it is to write their name on it if it's a male or female. These are very affordable. You can always get these from Amazon, and also the pens as well. All right, and the voodoo video is here on the channel. I'm gonna move some of this out the way so it won't build up a big mess. The other thing I love that I have are the forks. A lot of people use these in meditation. I use them too. Okay, and then just go ahead and do your forks and move them around. These are really good for meditations, centering, balancing. You can watch some videos on how to use them, but these are also really great, and I have these as well. Another thing I have is actually another bell here. I gotta look for. I can't find my little thing, but usually this is another meditation bell that I have. But I have a little stick, and I just need to find it, guys. But this is a good one. I had this one for a long time too. Now, the treasure box. What I have in this treasure box, I'm going to show you the treasure box again. And there's a little lid that goes onto this treasure box. But since I'm messing with it, and I say treasure boxes because I have all kind of boxes. I mean, I have boxes that look antique-ish. But this is just something I got from Hobby Lobby because I've been making beads, right? So let's go ahead and look into this treasure box and see what I have. I have all kinds of beads that, beautiful beads. This is literally a personal collection at this point, right? All of this. And I'm thinking about selling them. And so I'll show them to you today. I have no names for them. At this point, I'm just literally making beads for myself. And the reason why is because I'm like, you know what? I'm spending like $20, $30 a pop on beads. I can make these myself, right? I can do this myself instead of trying to spend so much money. Because let me say this, it can get expensive. It can get expensive, really, truly, constantly buying beads. And especially if you're going to spiritual stores and stuff like that. I'm going to just do all the light colors first. And when I tell you guys, I have so many of them. I just been, and a lot of times I'm just doing this. So just doing little craft stuff, and this really calms me and just really centers me doing the beads. Look how pretty that one is. This just really calms me and centers me. And I truly enjoy making these beads. And I started making them, and then I'm like, you know what? This is just like my own personal collection at this point. Let's show you this one. Some of them still have the string on them. I'm yet to cut them, but I'm just to show y'all that. Okay, and they're really pretty. And I have very skinny wrists, guys. I'm small, so look. Even though they look like baby, they fit me, right? So if I were to sell them for you, I would definitely put small, medium, large, or extra small. So extra small, small, medium, large. I have small wrists, so that's why they look so small. Because personally, I don't want my bracelets twisting all over creation. So that's why. Let me show you the pretty colors. This one I made too. Look how pretty that color is. And again, even though they look small, they actually fit. They actually fit me. So I have the smallest wrists in life. I don't know what that's about, but I'm okay with it. I've even made some sets. Let's see if I can get a set for you guys. I'm not going to show you all of them because personally, this is a purple one. So just imagine you have the purple with the black bead. So I'll put it on for you so you can get a vision of it. So just imagine you have the purple, this dark purple with your black, with your purple set. Isn't that cute? Super cute. I think I'm going to have to put them on so you can see the vision. And then there's another set. Let's see. We have a tiger's eye. So for example, I'll take one off my Buddha, my male Buddha. And see the vision, how you can wear them as a set. Boom. Okay, period. Period, point blank. Okay. Let's see. Do we have another set here? I've made different sets so people, you can have the choice to do that. You can have the choice to do a set. You can have a choice, just like this one. This is super cute. Look. So I even make them to where they're they can be in a set if you want them in a set, and I'll sell them as a set. But these are actually my personal collection for right now. And just to show you, sometimes I'll get like beads like this from Hobby Lobby. I'll buy some from Amazon. I do buy like the big container of beads. This is a small version of it, so you can see I've run through them. But I have tons and tons and tons of containers of beads. But this is like a version from Hobby Lobby that I have that I just decided, I'm gonna work with it. But I have tons of beads, guys, and I mean just tons of beads and tons of colors. And look how pretty that one is. That one actually that bead came from Hobby Lobby. There's a green one. Oh, it's so pretty. So many different colors. The green one still has the actual what you call it? I believe the green one still has the string on them. I still have beads with strings on them, y'all. I haven't even cut the string yet. So I've been literally just making them and just dropping them. So you'll see like just making them and dropping them. So that's what I have. I have tons and tons of beads for right now. And again, if I decide to sell them and put them on the website, I'll let you guys know. Look at this pink color. Look how pretty that is. Right? It's really pretty. And again, they have the thicker ones and all of that. But I do have sets, and I'm going to be selling them as sets. But these are some of the things that's also in this treasure box. Oh, this is another bead too. This is how pretty that is. So this is what I have going on. And again, this is the most random video, but I'm going to cover this up. I just wanted to show you guys some things that I have going on. Don't forget to follow me on Instagram at Blue Nola Official. Blue Nola Official. The Blue Nola name, somebody took it. Somebody actually took it. One day I had released a name for a few minutes just to try to change it. Somebody took the name and, holding it hostage, right? And so it is no longer Blue Nola Tarot on Instagram. Also, before I go, ritual bowls. I know you guys see me burning these, always using this to burn stuff, right? Tree of Life bowl. And then, of course, you have your bowls with your moon and your star in the middle. Your moons and your star in the middle. You can get these from Amazon. The only thing I would suggest to you is make sure you put a coaster like that coaster you just saw. Make sure you put a coaster underneath. You can still use the incense for that. Remember we had this old one. You can still take the incense if you want to even use the incense and put it in there. Ritual bowls are good for when you're doing, like, of course, your conjure, your spell, your ritualistic work. You're burning incense. You're burning sage. You're burning something. You can put your combs in there, or let me get up here. You can put your powder. You can put your powders in there. So, for example, this powder is the money drawing powder. So, if you wanted to put some money drawing powder in there, this one is money drawing powder. So, this one is money drawing powder. And then, of course, let me get the other powder. You can do, with this particular, this other one, you can do the Indian powder. This one is this is a spiritual incense powder to keep away enemies, and you can put it in there. Usually I'll have it in there, but you can use your cones for this. So you can use that. There are different powders. You can get those powders on Amazon. Let me let you take a quick look. You can get all of this stuff from Amazon. The next video I will show you a video on all the crystals. I'll have everything laid out and written down in the meaning, because there's tons and tons of crystals. Like, again, here, and even behind here and over here. So what I'll do is on the next video that I make, I will talk about the crystals. Also, if you haven't paid attention, there's a bead here. There are spiritual beads here on this Buddha, below here. There's a spiritual bead around here, a spiritual bead in here, a spiritual bead over here. And I just took my spiritual bead off of, sorry, that's my chair. The spiritual bead off my love here, all right? But you can get these ritual bowls off Amazon. And if you're ever doing, like, for example, the enemy spell, these are good to burn your stuff in, right? Also, too, you can, like, I actually have a thing, like, you could take another coaster, put it below it, and then take another coaster and put it over if you want to smolder the heat or what have you. There's tons and tons and tons of stuff that you can find that works for you, that can work for you, okay? Smudge feathers. If you ever decide to use those smudge feathers, be careful with those smudge feathers. I would suggest to you to have a real tray that you can, let me show you this tray. Have a real tray. This is actually another tray with some stuff on it. But have a tray like this big or this size or even bigger that you can use to put the stuff on. Like don't flitter flatter with that thing. Like okay? So try to have you a tray that you can do. These are also more rocks and crystals. And then of course I have some rosaries here. I love these. I got this from the Christian store. If you guys don't know, I am spiritual and Christian. All right. I'm Methodist by denomination, but I am spiritual and Christian. So you're going to see a mix of, you know, rosaries and, you know, of course, crosses and crystals. I'm a mixture. I'm both. Sorry, you know, for some people who like, what is that? Actually, what? Yes, that's true. I am 100% both. Not 100%. If I had to give myself a range, I would say 40, you know, 30. I would say 40, 60. You know, 40-60 split. All right. So anyway, guys, y'all take care. Stay blessed, encouraged, and empowered. This is the most random video, but I'm gonna come back. The next video we're gonna do is all the crystals and what they mean. All right. Peace and blessings. Bye bye.